No lesson in life comes without a cost. And so when someone tells you life taught them, you better believe they paid the cost. You're watching Expensive Lesson with me, WAVINYAA. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching Expensive Lessons with me, WAVINYAA. My guest today is Sylvia Kathurima. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This expensive lesson, you know, that you've come to share with us for free so that you know we can benefit from. What did it cost you?
Money in 2012.
Wow, how much are we talking about?
Then about 150, 160,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
150K. That's the lesson we're hearing today. Don't go away. Welcome back. Today we're speaking to Sylvia Kathurima, who has a thrilling, exciting, expensive lesson that cost you cash. Yes. Cash money. 150,000 shillings. Wow. So you have to start from the beginning. Tell us how this money.
So what happened is in 2012, I was trying to look for passive income.
Okay.
And while I was trying to find my way around that, I decided I'm going to try my hand at this thing that Kenyans call farming. And I guess being Kenyan, you assume it's supposed to come naturally to you. You come from a family of farmers, people have done it. You're not going to be the first one. And I had somebody who was holding my hand through the process, an aunt of mine who lives in Narok. So we started the journey.
Nice. So you are venturing into passive income in farming.
Yes.
Love it, love it, love it.
That was the idea.
Yeah.
What followed was a bit different from what I expected. So my aunt went and, because she used to do potato farming at the time, and it's done in seasons. So I told her when she's doing the next season, where she leases her land, she gets me some land as well. So I got 3 acres, the land was prepared, she got the seed, we planted, and...
You're going too fast. You're going too fast. So, farming. Yes. Had you farmed before?
No. Except kitchen garden? No.
Okay.
Yes.
But you have some green hands. So when you were thinking of, because you know when we think passive income, you could have put money in the bank or something else, but you picked farming. So.
I picked farming.
Yeah.
Because I wanted something also that I guess you can go to see what it's doing, because you can do money market fund, but once you put the money, that's it. You wait for the returns.
Yeah.
And I was also looking, at that time I was also toying with the idea of, is this something that I want to do long term? Is this something that now I'd want to venture into? And they have good farmland in Narok. So, and at the time, even the market value if you wanted to buy was really good.
So why did you go to Narok? So Narok was because of...
My aunt is there.
Okay.
My aunt is based in Narok. So she's grown up in Narok. She knows the area. She is Maasai, so she gets along very well with the locals.
Yeah.
So for me, it ticked all the boxes. I would get my passive income without necessarily having to do too much, or so I thought.
Okay. So when you say you got this 3-acre land, did you see it?
No. Nowhere in this process did I physically take myself.
Oh, okay.
So everything was built on my aunt telling me all these reports and things, and we were doing very well. So we got the land, we leased the land, paid for the land. Yes. It was a 2-year lease.
So were you seeing pictures?
Yes.
Okay. So okay.
And so there was that, and then there were receipts and things. And my aunt comes to Nairobi quite often. Okay. So there was that.
So you tried to be you are a remote farmer.
I think I was a lazy farmer.
Okay. Okay.
So then after now, we grew the crop.
Yeah. How long do potatoes take to grow? So how long was
about
this?
4 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was in January when we prepared the land. End of January, early February now, we put the seed down. So around May, June, I was supposed to be harvesting. So it rained in May, so the land was not very accessible. And then my aunt was also not feeling very well. So when she did get to the land, it was early June. And believe it or not, my potatoes had been harvested in absentia, and so were hers. So none of us had any crop.
So somebody or some people
The
came,
locals
yes,
harvested the crop, sold it. There was some that was left that I could have sold, but it would not have covered my costs in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so I need to take a break at this point. So wait. So we've grown crops.
Yes.
I mean, we found land.
We
Tended to them. You've been getting pictures of them sprouting, whatever. And then now this is 5 months in, and someone has harvested them.
Yes, on your behalf.
Okay, so someone has harvested these crops. When we return, we'll hear what went on after. Don't go away.
Every Sunday is worship day. We are upgrading your Sunday experience to the ultimate worship experience. It's an all-day praise and worship experience. From the powerful anthems of elevation worship, harmonious sounds of choirs and the timeless echoes of hymn, to the soulful classics of Bill Gaithers and the groovy rhythms of reggae music. We've got a segment for everyone. Ultimate Worship Sunday, every Sunday on Hope TV from dawn to dusk. Tune in to Hope TV on God TV channel 27, Zuku Cable channel 873, Signet channel 817, and on our website at hopemediakenya.org/Hope TV Live. Hope TV, look and live.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Welcome back. You're watching Expensive Lessons with me, WAVINYAA. My guest today is Sylvia Kathurima. You've been sharing with us your remote farming experience that is costing 150K. So now you've shared with us how you found some land remotely. Your auntie is now the person on the ground that is farming for you, and picked potatoes as the crop of choice. And the potatoes have done well, yes. And it has come time for harvesting. And your auntie has gone to the land and lo and behold.
Both
So
my
who-
lot and her lot had been harvested by
So
the
who
locals.
harvested this?
The locals. So now it became a thing of the local chief needs to be involved. Then the owner of the land who we had leased the land from, he said he can return the money for the number of months that we've not used the farm. But then I was like, if he returns the money, that's fine, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in my actual crop.
Yeah, in fact, now that we're talking about the money, so break down for me the kind of costs that had gone in these 5 months of farming. So you are leasing.
The seed that my aunt had gotten was actually something that had been done by Curry at the time.
Yeah.
One bag was going for 20K.
Yeah.
So I'd bought, I think, 4 or 5 bags.
So the seed was the biggest cost.
Yes. And then there was fertilizer, there was the getting the land ready,
Yeah.
there was the weeding in between. Those were cheaper costs. But the purpose of getting that seed was it was supposed to have been used after. When you harvest, you're supposed to keep some, then grow that, and you can use it for 2 to 3 cycles. So it made sense on paper at that point. But then it clearly benefited other people except me and my aunt. So it became a thing for the local chief. The process took a while. I was at that point when she told me that there's no crop, we can actually get some seed, very little. I remember I told her, if there's enough potato for me and my children to eat, just send it to me. At least I can say I tasted it. So she sent me half a bag of potatoes, and they were actually very tasty. But now I sat back and I said, okay, this is not working, and maybe it's not working because I was not on the ground, or maybe it's not working because of the fact that maybe I'm not a local and she is, I don't know. So I had a conversation with my better half, because clearly it's other people's money that I was using, not my own. And his approach is, oh, life has lessons, you just pick whatever you're going to pick from it and we move on. If you want to continue, let's rethink this thing, let's re-strategize. But I was like, no, I think when people say farming, you're supposed to be present, you're supposed to be on the ground. There are reasons why.
Yeah. So now you're sharing those lessons that you learned. So you tried remote farming.
Yes.
Clearly, someone else enjoyed the crop.
Yes.
So what are these lessons that you learned from that experience? I mean, it cost you, that school cost you 150K.
Yes.
I mean, that's, and time and other things. So what are these lessons?
For me, I learned that certain things you're actually supposed to do them when you're physically walking through the process. And I think farming is one of those things. When you hear Kenyans saying you can't do telephone farming, I fully understand why. Because it's very easy for things to change when you're not on the ground all the time. Yeah. And if you're not going to be on the ground all the time, I think you need somebody who you can truly trust. But trust is also a relative thing, because people have had workers and employees who they've trusted for years, and at the 11th hour they've turned back and kind of bit them in the process. So for me, it taught me that, but it also taught me that some things don't necessarily break you. Yeah. You learn what you learn from it. You take your lessons and you move on. Yeah.
So did you ever farm again?
I went back to kitchen gardens. I've not ventured large scale, no. I've been very cautious about that.
Although no, we'll take a pause. You went to Kikuyu and you leased some land. So I want to share with us at least that story.
Yes, I did.
So now I'm cutting off from here. So I'm going to ask the question again. So did you venture? I'm sure that this story doesn't end there. So did you venture again into farming or not?
Yes, I did. I tried it again in Kikuyu many years later.
Yeah.
I did.
So now you moved from Narok and went to Kikuyu?
Yeah, Kikuyu is closer, because at the time I lived in Kileleshwa.
Yeah.
Once you get off that Kikuyu bypass, you're literally in Kikuyu in minutes. Yeah. So it's somewhere you can go to even 7 times a day if you need to.
Yeah.
So it worked, and the land where I was at, it was just literally off the bypass. There was water, there was security.
So did you lease again?
Yes,
Okay.
I did. There was water, there was security, and it came with a caretaker on site. So it worked quite well.
Yeah.
So I did just the normal vegetables, skuma, spinach, terere, and I was just trying it out. But then I think my scale became too large. When I was trying it out so that I can have vegetables for myself and maybe a couple of family members and friends. But then the scale was too large. Then the local ladies started coming to buy from me. So I didn't even need to go look for the market. They would come, they'd buy from me. And at the time, this I think was about 2015, 2016, I would make about maybe 1,500, 2,000 shillings a day.
Yeah.
And I did that for a while. Then when COVID was starting, I tried black seed on the same land. And that was a bad experience because I got very bad seed. So it didn't work. And after that, I was like, this farming thing. We leave it for those who can. Yes.
Yeah. But I'm happy to hear that at least after Narok, you found land, you were able to lease land in a different area, and it gave you a different experience, and you did make some money.
Yeah, I did.
And
it also
so
passed
farming
the
actually
months.
works.
It works.
Yeah.
But I think you also need to know where you are and what to farm, and then also the seed quality makes a huge difference, because Kenyans will sell you all sorts of things, and some may grow, some may not.
Yeah. Wow. So remote farming, and then, a bit of hands-on farming, making some money, but many, many lessons there about farming that I'm hearing that you learned as an individual. We need to take another commercial break. When we return, our guest will be summarizing what her lessons were in this whole farming experience. Don't go away.
Join John Carson every weekday as he takes us on a journey through the Bible.
Whoever shall seek to save his life, if you go back to living for yourself, you're going to lose it. But whoever shall lose his life, give up his life for my sake, he shall preserve it.
Enjoy interesting, knowledge-packed, yet simple teachings through his humor and in-depth understanding of God's Word.
The last people that tried to put God in a box, literally, he rose again. He wouldn't stay in their compartment. If God was small enough for me to figure out, he wouldn't be big enough for me to worship.
Tune in to Hope TV for John Carson every 10 p.m., 4 a.m., and 10 a.m. weekdays on Hope TV, where you look and live.
Going back to the heart of worship.
Whether up the mountain or down the valley, we were created to worship God.
Enjoy carefully selected worship music every Wednesday all day long.
Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Take it a notch higher with more worship music.
Every Wednesday
is Worship Wednesday.
Only on Hope FM. Listen and live.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
The lessons I learned from this experience were, number one, when you have money that you need to put aside or invest into something, it's very, very important that you do your research and extensively for that point. Number two, experiences may seem like they'll break you, but they don't necessarily break you. You learn valuable lessons from them. Number three, trusting people does not always mean that the end product is going to be the same thing that you envisioned for both of you. And number four, what doesn't break you will always make you stronger. Because as much as I may have lost money, I believe that this experience also made me realize that risks are there to be taken in life. And some you may lose some, and some you may lose everything, but you always learn valuable lessons.
There are so many lessons to be learned, especially with farming. Obviously, you sound like you're never going back. Or are you? Will you? Maybe in future? No more.
I'll stick to the kitchen garden.
Yes, and passive income in other things. Yeah, well, I mean, we've learned from your experience. Thank you for coming on the show to share with us. Like I began in the show, you know, when someone tells you that life has taught them a few things, be sure that for sure they have paid the cost for it. You've been watching Expensive Lessons with me, WAVINYAA. Have a great week and God bless.